Okay guys, so in this video I'm going to show you how to create and make use of drawing templates. You've noticed in this the previous drawings, each time you uh, create a new drawing you have to do this all the time. You have to make a sheet layout, okay, and add all these title block and so on. So it's kind of tiresome if you have to do this for each project or for each new set of drawings that you're working on. Okay, so a shortcut to that is if you have a template. So a template would come with these repetitive things already included, like the borderline and this, so you don't always have to do this. Even at the point when you want a new layout, each time you click the plus button, you always have a layout which is already laid out as you want it to be, okay, with the right paper size and all that. Okay, also the other thing is, each time if you use your own custom template, then you don't always have to check the units. You don't always have to do that. Each time you start a new drawing using your own template, then you don't need to check the units, because you only need to set this once and for all. So yeah, let's go right ahead into that. So just click the new drawing button, or this or that, it's the same. So we have a drawing there, and then the first thing we have to do is to change units to millimeters. You have inches, so change millimeters, then precision to 0, and everything else is okay, so click OK. And now with this template I'm going to add layers, so I'll add 4 or 5 layers. So let's go ahead, let's go to layer properties, button, click it, then the first, the second, we already have a default layer 0, and we'll reserve layer 0 for the construction. Okay, we don't have to rename it, let's just leave it as layer 0, but we know that's for construction. So I'll rename layer 1 to outline, then I'll have another layer, I'll just call it hidden, for when we get to draw objects that have hidden stuff. And we'll have another layer, let's call it center, we'll need it for when we have symmetrical objects. Then let's have the viewport layer, of course. Then we should have a layer called dimension, and how many are these are 5 additional layers. I think these are enough for now. You can always include any other layer, but with this default template, I think these are enough. These are the ones we'll be working with. Then we can go ahead and make additional settings here. So for the outline, and we leave the color to black or white. Then we can change the color for hidden to usually use green, that lime green. So, and for the center line, let's change the color to, usually use this one, the center line, usually use that pink color for the center line. And for the viewport, we don't need color for that, like you saw in the other videos. So we don't need a color for a viewport, since it's going to be hidden anyway, or rather frozen, so we don't need a color for that. So for the dimensions, I usually go for this blue color, but yeah, okay, so we click OK, and then we go to line weight. I think the only line weight we need to worry about is okay, we can look at hidden and this. So so outline should be something reasonable. Of course, this always varies depending on the size of the object. Depending on the size of the object. So So sometimes you don't want to make it too big, so let's just stick to 0.4. Okay, and then for hidden, you can make hidden this 0.3. So same goes for the center line, but you can always come back and recustomize these, but for the sake of the template, let's just set them to that. We don't need line weight for the viewport layer. And then the dimension, we can just leave it as default. Then for our construction layer, we choose 0, 0. Okay, we want it to be as thin as possible. Then what else? Line type, of course. So line type, we only change these two here. The rest are continuous. It's okay. Hidden, we choose, so click there, and then notice we only have one line type, so click the load button. We can use either this or one of these because they kind of look the same. Okay, they look the same to me, these with a slight variation in the gappings. Okay, so we can just use we can just use hidden, like how it is hidden, or alternatively let's just use this, the first one. It's also hidden. Okay. And we also load another one for the center, so for that we have to stick with this one, either this or that, so we can always come back and customize these. And that is it. So click OK. Now come back here and select that one is for hidden, and for the center we use center. Okay, so we will use these in later drawings. So when you're done with that, you don't need to save, just close this window. Okay, now let's go to our sheet layout section. We actually only need one layout for now. So you can close layout 2, and first of all delete the viewport, go to layout, page setup, and click modify. Okay, so after clicking the modify button, first thing we do is to choose a printer. So we choose DWG to PDF. We already covered this in the previous video, so you can go right ahead and check it out. So we stick to the A3 ISO A3, this one, okay, the one in landscape. Set this scale to 1:1, and we are plotting the layout. That is okay, so everything else stays the same. So click OK and close this window. So I'm going to do that layout very fast because you already know how to do it. So I don't need to explain what is happening. We've already covered this. There's a video for that, so I'll just do it very fast. Okay, so the offset, of course, through 10 inwards. Escape, get rid of that. So I'll make title block here. Select D for the dimension, 120 for the length, and 60 for the width. Click and do the same thing here. Select D, 120, and this is 12. Click, select it. Okay, we're going to copy this and paste it here. Control Z. It should be endpoint. Oh no, something's not right. Okay, there. make a tiny division from here, so I'll just use the line tool and make it at 35. Yeah, instead of using the rectangle tool again, so I'll just make use of the line tool. That is done. And now annotate. We need to manage text style. I won't use standard. Let me just create a new style with a height of what did I use last time? 3 or 4? I'll just use 4 and use Arial bold. So apply, close, and I'll just create one text object here, then copy it to the others. Okay, so this should be name. Name. I need to reduce this to 3. 4 is too big. Okay. I'll create a text object here for name, like that. Then I'm going to go ahead and make copies of this. Simply pick any point here, paste, paste, and paste, and paste. Okay, so I'll go ahead and rename this to let's just call it registration number. Let's call it reg number for short. And we have this as our title. And we have this as our title. So we can have here group, we can have date. Well, I'm not putting scale because you can always put a viewport scale here because the objects already have dimensions, so you can always put a viewport scale right next to the object, so I'm not putting scale here. Okay, so that is it. So yeah, you can also choose to put your name as a default here to come with a template, or choose not to put it. Okay, so yeah, we are done with whatever we need to do, and now the trick comes in here when you want to save as. So save as, you go to drawing template. Okay, so drawing template, you choose to name it whatever you want. You don't choose the location, you leave it in the default location, otherwise AutoCAD won't be able to see it. So you leave it in the default location, one that says templates. So you don't change anything here, just choose a name. We're going to call this one, well, I already have A3 template landscape blah blah blah. So I'll just overwrite this one. Okay, I'll overwrite it. Yes. Yeah, you can just click OK. Save all layers as unreconciled. Save all layers as reconciled. This part doesn't really matter. Just click OK. Right. Okay, so you notice as soon as you save, the name changes to whatever the name you've given it, with a .dwt, short for drawing template. So now you can go ahead and close that. Okay, you can save them. Well, you don't need to save this anymore, so it's already saved. So click no. Okay, So now what you want to do is to see if you can use that template. So you go to your start. This time don't click start drawing, but click this drop down list and look for the name of that drawing template you just created. So click it and it will appear like that. Yeah, but you're interested in the model space first, so we can verify. But you notice the name says drawing 4 instead of F3 drawing template or whatever. So let's just check what we set. So our layers, they're already there, already set, and let's check the units. They are set, and you also have layout 1 as this, so we can add another layout. So well, you will have to modify layout 2 a bit, okay, but layout 1 comes with that, and so you'll have to modify layout 2, okay, but most importantly you might only need to use one layout, okay. Yeah, alright, so that is it about drawing templates.